Yo everybody, it's Heat arrived. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!
What's up everybody, it's Heat Override and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh yeah! If you haven't been over to the site, get over to Dr. Roto right now. Use code word DOC and get yourself up to date with all of the baseball rankings of all time, literally top 90s, top 2000 players, both NFL, MLB. We got basketball stuff going on there. College guys doing their thing at the one and done. Yeah. And of course, I'm doing my stuff for another Heat-tastic review. Ooh, yeah. Man. So I'm a month in to the UFC journey. So if you haven't seen all the content that I've been doing a lot of WWE and UFC content. I am going to continue the UFC content because I just love it, right? And I know that I'm not going to always be right. Who is always right? However, we've come pretty close to being all right plenty of times, and I've hit some really nice parlays. So if you haven't seen any of that, you need to get to Dr. Roto. I say this all the time. You think I'm stupid when I say I've got lineups in the subs only discords, and we've got bets from Fantasy Clown right now every single day, all sports across the board, just hitting, some missing, but we're making that money. We're making you that money. And if you ain't got time to do the research, that's what we're here for. Again, that's why. So this review, of course, is about Cejudo versus Song, which that whole fight. So I'm just going to start off with that before I get into my DFS and betting stuff real quick. But that whole fight was just crazy. Look, so a lot of my DFS lineups, Cejudo was really cheap. And so he was in there. And that stoppage also hurt. I had one lineup that was poised to do well because I assumed that they were going to go the distance. Of course, we didn't see that happening, what happened with the eye. But at the same time, 24, 25, I think it was like 26 points on DK, and then Song didn't get much more. So that right there is just a killer of a match. But that's why sometimes I've been noticing that it's fun to avoid the main card, because the main card has wonky shit like that happening, right? But at the same time, the rest of the card just had knockouts the whole time. So when I did my write-up last week, and my bold picks, which was only on drroto.com, so again, get there. And I talked about it on my podcast on Saturday, the Fight Club of Pain, that, I released 3 picks kind of off of what my bold picks were, because again, the bold picks was behind the paywall. Hey, you want to make money, you got to do what you got to do. So, and we're here. My football season last year definitely shows why you should be at Dr. Roto. Like, we had Trevor smashing. We had Lou smashing. Danger smashing. So, that's when you need to play. I say this all the time, so I ain't saying it no more. You just don't like money. Or if you like money, you got to get to Dr. Roto. We have the right cure for any of your fantasy needs. Yeah! All right. Woo! Man, undercard. Knockouts galore. A lot of knockouts that a lot of people didn't see happening. Now, Ricky Simone being one of them. So I definitely thought that Simone was going to go to distance. So I had him in 2-3 lineups out of I only played 7 lineups. So, well, not 7 lineups. I'll say I played 3 lineups, and the one lineup I played in 7 contests. So when I'm talking about it, somebody like Ricky Simon was like a slate slayer. And I decided to, when I went live for the Fight Club of Pain, I decided to highlight a little bit of what I was talking about. And unfortunately, it worked out, but it didn't work out fully the way it did. So I'll explain that. And just to let you guys know, I've only been doing this, but football just stopped. And being a point fighter myself and getting in fights and understanding the fight language and tape, because I watch a lot of tape, that's what I do for football. I look at all the numbers and everything, and for the numbers, man, I will tell you, the numbers really do help with the UFC, as a lot of us know that are entrenched in it. Now, like I said, being the new sheriff in town, I'm trying to do the best I can in making sure that you have all the freshest of updates and things going on. So when somebody's going out like that, that's when you jump on people. So that's what it led to. So you had a lot of knockouts happening early, Then you had one of my big guys, Abos Aslan, going down. Literally. That hurt because I had Aslan everywhere on DFS. Like, he was practically in all my lineups. Even the one lineup, I'll get to that in a second, but I just can't even get it. So, let's talk about what I got wrong. I got Aslan wrong. I did Mansur in the first round. Now, I did play Mansur knockout, and of course, Abdul Malik. I played knockout. I played match ends in a knockout. I played first round knockout. I played second round knockout, and all of these bets were well documented in the subs only Discord. Now, I didn't put all of them in there. If you want the sauce, you got to get there. Again, if you want me to serve you, you got to sit at the table. Yeah, I'll be the head. Woo! Bring the pain! Oh, you forgot to do that. So, and I should have played more Ricky Simon or Simone, right? Because I took him out of 2 of those lineups. 2! I took him out and decided to get cute. Now, Cutelaba, I had him in one lineup and I took him out of another lineup too. So there was a couple moves I made. I kept my initial Tuesday, Wednesday lineup, and then I flipped it back and I made 2 more lineups, like I said. So I kept it really low. That's what I'm doing, and that sometimes is the key. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are multi-entry people. That's because you got the time, you're doing whatever you're doing. That's cool for me. I just don't have the time for that. I have the time to do the research and put out a good product. So that's what I'm doing. And for me, I got those wrong. But I still got them right. Abdul Malik, I got him right. Just because I missed the first round knockout because it was plus, and I mentioned it on my bold picks, and I mentioned it on my Fight Club of Plane podcast on Saturday, I still win. Because I lose one bet doesn't mean I didn't win the other bets. So that's kind of just the thing that kind of happens. And what I did get right, though, I got my boy Juicebox Walker right. Julius Walker. I had all of my UFC people just like, what are you talking about? Because I call him Juicebox. And that's what I call him. So I said he goes the rounds. 2.5. His over was in positive. They thought he was going to get knocked out by Menafield. And the first round was kind of crazy. But he stood in there. He manned up against a seasoned vet, bro. Like, he did good. And I got no problem with that. I got no problem watching his career. He does need some polish. He was a little that... his takedowns could be faster, but he's a 6'4" dude trying to scoot out a 6-foot dude. It just looks weird. But he did it. And he kept it. I thought that it should have went him. Now, if he would have got the points, he had a plus 750 on that. And that's what I said. I said he gets the points. But I also said he goes the distance, which a lot of people didn't think he would. And he did. So that's one hit that I had that I didn't hear a lot of other people giving anybody. So that's what I'm saying is that I'm digging deep. And I will say this. Yeah, someone probably could kick my butt. But for right now, like I said, I'm hot. So why not ride the hot streak and keep going? Because sheriffs just don't go away. We stay around until the day we retire. Yeah! Woo! Alright. I got Rob Font right. Now, everybody knows, and I said it in my bold picks, and I said it on the Fight Club of Pain, that Rob Font goes the distance. I had Rob Font winning, too, because I just felt that he would be a little more involved in the punching game than Matsu was. So, that being said, that's what made everything so much better. Of course, Matsumoto, right? I just call him Matsu. Like, you're going to get... That's why I call him Juicebox. I got names for people, right? So, I got both those right. And Walker was actually a little lower owned, exactly what I said. And he was definitely... Him and Simone are what led to a really great. But let's get to the DK. Because I had Aslan, and because I had Cejudo on that lineup, Cejudo with 25, 26 points, like I said, and then Aslan had like 6 or 5, depending on what site you were on. That just wasn't enough. 375 on DraftKings kind of led to it. Didn't really get near the double ups. It was a bad lineup. It happens, and that's the thing I like about this is that when it comes to a fight game, anything can happen. And when someone gets knocked out or tapped real fast over a slip or something like that, or just getting beat the hell down, it just happens. You just got to live with it. So you just move on to the next week, which we will be. So that being said, on FanDuel, however, I slayed it. And I gave that lineup away in the subs only Discord. That lineup, of course, was I had Simone on it, and then I had Hernandez, and I had Walker. There's a couple other guys. I had Rubivoyev. Yep, I had him. And then and of course, Abdul Malik. I was able to fit all those guys in. That was the five. And Abdul Malik was my captain. So, he had that fight. He literally could have knocked dude out in the first round, but he caught that nasty backhand, and after that, it kind of rocked him, and it got the fight to slow down. Of course, he came out second round and ended it the way he should have. But that being said, however, that led to 536 points on FanDuel, which took 17th, took 75th, took 708. I did in the $8 lineup tournament, whatever that was, 4,500 people. I placed 695, so practically a double up, which wasn't bad. So I was trying to play the $33 lineup with that lineup because I knew that lineup was fire. So yeah, that was great. So looking forward to this Saturday, we have UFC Cape versus Almabayev, and hopefully I said that right because these guys got some crazy names. So that's another juicy undercard. I already have 2 people already picked out. So when I'm saying that, I got 2 guys. Now I could sway off of this one fight that I have going, and I want to sway down. So I'm looking at Brundage. I want to sway a little bit, right? But right now I kind of like Brundage. I know that's kind of but when I do all of my numbers, I will talk to you on Saturday about what I found, and definitely you will get that in the article in the bold picks. But at any point, if you are part of Dr. Roto, you can ask me questions. The Fight Club of Pain and myself talk all week long. So we're just trying to get you the best content, the best things. This is a group of people, with myself included, and we just talk fight theory all day long. So, maybe eventually we'll get some of them on the podcast. But for now, hey, this is what we got. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah! Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.